Michaela, and this is my 36-week pregnancy update. This is my 6th pregnancy. I also have 3 living children, so I am very experienced in the pregnancy game, I would say. I have been feeling so tired lately. I would say that that is my #1 thing that has changed since my last update. Now, I started saying that I was starting to feel more exhausted, especially inside of my more recent vlogs. You could definitely tell that I've been losing some momentum and energy, but it has hit me the last few days where I do not want to do absolutely anything. Now, I'm the type of person that really loves to have like a clean home. I love having a clean kitchen just so that it's so easy after dinner time to just not have to do anything but load the dishwasher with the rest of the stuff from the table. And I really like going to bed with a clean play space for the kids. And I am pretty good on keeping up on my laundry besides folding it. So I generally keep my house pretty upkept. I've not wanted to do a single thing lately though. And yesterday even, my husband was home and I was feeling some like uncomfortable back pain, some like practice contractions. So I laid down on the couch, which is something that I never do. I don't normally lay down or sit down until at least an hour after the kids are asleep. It's normally like 7:30, 8 o'clock finally once I'm able to relax during the day. And it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I laid down on the couch and I straight up fell asleep for like 3 hours. And that's something that I just don't do, especially with being pregnant. I have a lot of trouble sleeping and being comfortable enough to sleep for that long of a period of time. So that was really surprising. But I have just been so exhausted. It definitely feels like I just need to get my butt in gear at this point because I do not want to have a messy house when I go into labor. And at this point, even though I'm only 36 weeks, for some reason I have this really weird feeling that it's just gonna happen at any moment. Now, I did mention how I've been having like practice contractions. I would more consider it like prodromal labor, because I do get pretty intense contractions. They are not like your typical Braxton Hicks. They kind of stop me in my tracks and make me feel like, oh no, like am I about to go into labor? You know, like that's how I've been feeling right now. I have to breathe through them. I feel it all the way into my chest where I just feel really fluttery all of a sudden and I have intense pain. And I've been feeling those like several times a day. So I've just been trying to drink more water since it has been very hot lately, especially in my home. I don't have like central air conditioning. So I've just been trying to stay as hydrated as possible. Now, the next thing that I wanted to mention is increased discharge. This is definitely a very TMI thing, but it has been more and more and more where I have been losing, seems like small chunks of my mucus plug have been coming out daily now. And it's not just like in the morning. During my last update I had mentioned that I had lost like my first chunk of it and it was like pretty good size. But that just happened like in the morning and then I didn't notice it after that. But now I have been noticing it every single day where I have been having a lot of mucousy chunks come out, and so I think my body's just really getting ready and getting into gear. I don't know exactly what time frame, of course, my baby will come. I've had babies anywhere from 38 weeks to 41 weeks, so it just really depends. Now, the one thing I did want to mention, I do have an appointment later on today to get an ultrasound done. It's just in office, a regular prenatal appointment for my 36-week checkup, but they have an in-house ultrasound machine and they're gonna check the positioning of the baby. But my baby is like breech and transverse, and I can definitely tell that he is still transverse, and it has been concerning me. My babies normally stay transverse until closer to labor or even until my water breaks. then they find like their correct position. But it has been worrying me because since I'm going to a birthing center and I'm not having a home birth this time, I'm kind of put on a policy by them where they won't deliver, like they don't do breech births anywhere where I live. I would have to drive several hours away and like transfer my care to that location in order to have a breech birth delivery that isn't done through a C-section. And when you are still transverse or breech by like 37 weeks, they automatically schedule a like a scheduled C-section for you. And that is concerning for me just because previously I didn't have my baby's position worried about until I went into labor. Then they would check the baby's position just to make sure that the baby had changed. And that, I mean, it was fine if the baby wasn't in position before then because babies could really change their position at any time, even up until or during labor. So that has been worried me just because I don't have that luxury of having that like lax policy of having my baby in any position until I actually go into labor. And she was talking to me about getting let's see, an ECV done. I don't remember the acronym like exactly like what it spells out. Cephalic version, I don't know. Just cephalic version, something like that. A version though, and it's where they manually flip the baby. And she was saying that at this appointment, if my baby isn't in the correct position, then they could try to manually change the position of the baby at the hospital before having a scheduled C-section like put into place. And that worries me though. I don't want to get it done, and I don't think I am going to get it done. And I'm really going to try getting away with telling her, no, I don't want to get this done. And I would rather just wait, and if for whatever reason once I do go into labor and the baby is still breech or in a transverse position, then of course we could go from there and I could end up having like an emergency C-section or whatever. But I don't want to schedule anything before that. And I'm not exactly sure because sometimes when you don't agree with certain policies of like doctors or midwives, they can't keep you inside of their care. So I'm gonna, sorry, you'll hear my kids in the background because they're playing right now. But I need to talk to her about it today. The main reason why I don't want to get the version done is because I am absolutely terrified of getting any sort of medication at all. And they require you to get like it's like a muscle relaxer to make it so that your uterus relaxes enough so that they can actually turn the baby. And sometimes they also give, it's like a, I don't know, it's some sort of a pain medication or something, because I've heard that it is extremely painful. Like the same pain that you would find when you were giving birth, basically. And that just doesn't sound like something that I would look forward to, you know? It's a scary thing to think about because sometimes your baby could go and they could be distressed after it happens and you could end up having an emergency C-section. Your water could accidentally break. There's just a lot of like low risk complications, they say, where it's like only a certain % of women it happens to. I'm just gonna tell them no. Now she could have some other information that I just don't know about, but I have been doing a lot of research that might convince me to end up getting it done. But at this point, I think that I'm going to end up declining it. And I have no idea if I would have to schedule a C-section today. Not to have today, but like get it scheduled. Like if I don't end up having a baby that's head down at this point. So that's what's going on with baby's position so far. I have not been able to sleep whatsoever at nighttime at this point. I have been really like just, I don't know, like I've been very restless at nighttime. I just feel like I'm exhausted, but then once I actually lay down, I'm like wide awake. It's been pretty odd because it's not like I'm just like in pain, and before I was in a lot of pain in my hips and my pelvis, which I still am, and I just had to pee a lot, which I still do, but that's not the only reason why I can't sleep now. Now it's just me being awake. I feel the baby moving a lot at nighttime, and I think that my body's just kind of getting ready to go through that newborn stages where you're just awake basically like 24/7. So I guess that I'm thankful that my body's kind of gearing up, but at the same time I wish that I could have a little bit more sleep before the baby actually gets here, especially because I already have kids. You know, it's harder to get that good sleep once the baby actually comes. I have had the same amount of swelling. I still have a lot of swelling going on, and I haven't had any other new symptoms. I'll be getting my blood pressure checked and have my normal appointment today. So if you want to get updates on that besides this like symptom video and how I'm doing at this point, then you could go ahead and watch the vlog, which will be up after this video is, and that'll have my appointment details inside of it. Otherwise, I already have all of my nesting stuff done, besides keeping my house clean, and I would be totally ready and prepared to have a baby right now. I have all of my stuff prepared, my diaper bag, hospital bag, everything's ready to go inside the car. The only thing that I haven't done is take the car seat out of the box. I don't need to install that until we leave, just because I have plenty of experience installing car seats, and I'm gonna have to take all my kids' car seats out of the car in order to put this one in it anyways, just because we only have enough space inside of our vehicle right now to fit 3 kids in the back. So I'm gonna have to take their car seats out in order to put this one in. That way I could also sit in the back with the baby like on the way home. But I guess I will show you my stomach. Now keep in mind that the baby is, I could feel him sideways right now in me. So I'll go ahead and show you like kind of how I feel him inside. So I feel a butt and a head. I'm not sure which is which, but I feel it on both sides right here. Because I also feel limbs coming out, and I'm not sure which are hands and which are feet, but I feel them down this way. I've been feeling the baby kick down here all day long, basically into my cervix and into my hip bones. So I'm not exactly sure how he's sitting because I also don't feel a back right here. I think that maybe his back might be turned into my back, and then his hands are like this way or something. I'm not really sure, but this is what I look like. I am getting very low. I feel like I've had this huge release of pressure in my ribs, which is good. Even though baby isn't head down, he's definitely moving down more, which I hope he's not like a breech position where his butt's like in my pelvis, and maybe that's why I've lowered more. But here's what I look like from the side. I'm getting so big. And you could just see how low. This is like a foot or something pushing right there. But I feel huge at this point. I wonder how big this baby will be. My other babies are normal size. But yeah, that's what baby looks like so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching so much. I will continue posting these types of videos weekly until I actually have the baby. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.
Yeah, be free.